Brown, and I'm not alone. I'm chilling here with my friends, and we're going to have a conversation on sex, on being young people and navigating through our youth. We are also going to speak about how easy or how difficult it's been accessing SRHR services during the COVID-19 lockdown. Now let's go to our first guest.
Hi everyone, my name is Philip and I'm a feminine lesbian woman.
Hi guys, I'm Lerato Page. I'm a social media entertainer and occupational health and safety officer, and I'm a bush lesbian.
Thokozani beautiful people, Thokozani. I am Unkarabile Mujanaga, Gogomanzini. I'm a supply chain management graduate and a candidate European junior logistician. I am a versatile top gay man.
Thokozani beautiful viewers. I go by the name Gogo Miss K, simply because I am Gogo Miss K. My name explains who I am. I am a traditional health practitioner who's an artist as well.
So guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I think how we can start this conversation is for me to kind of share a bit on my personal experiences. So last year, because we all know that it was the whole COVID-19 lockdown, what I got to realize as queer women who were living with HIV, there were not a lot of experiences on that, and I kind of felt like because there is not a lot of resources on that, it makes it so difficult for queer women who are living with HIV to be able to access SRHR services in their healthcare facilities. So I called you guys here because I want us to kind of speak about that, and maybe for you guys to share your experiences on how easy or how difficult it's been for you guys to maybe access SRHR services in healthcare facilities. So maybe let's start with you, Kelly.
Alright, for me personally, I'm not really someone who's dependent on our health services for that kind of thing. Mainly because I feel that we're not catered to at all. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but it's barely there. You know, you'll go to a clinic and you'll find such a lubricant. And for me, it's like I don't use male condoms.
Yes.
Female condoms are, you know, a bit of a sketchy place for me. So then, who do I ask without being judged? There's literally no one, because you'll get there and say, hey! You know, and once you encounter that, it's just like, you know what, maybe not. Maybe not for nice, you know, to give me the help. So it's a very tricky conversation to have with someone who is not in your backyard, or, you know, so it's not easy.
So following up on Kilopida's contributions on her experiences of accessing SRHR services in healthcare facilities, what do you think? Like, do you maybe have echoing perceptions, or do you have a different experience?
Okay, let me add on what she said. Now I think our healthcare practitioners, they are not so well trained about this homosexuality. I'd rather go on YouTube because I know when I get there, I'm gonna get judged, or they won't know you understand? So I'd rather like search on social media, on YouTube, to access like whatever I want. But going there personally, I already know what's gonna happen. You know, when you get to a clinic, first thing they will ask you when they test you, Clara, are you sleeping with guys? If you say no, they like, huh? Why? So it's that. That's my chat.
Okay, so generally you just don't go. It's like it has nothing to do with the fact that maybe when you don't care about your sexual health. It's just because you just feel like there are not enough safe spaces in healthcare facilities. I hear you, sir. So what about you? Like, what has been your experiences accessing SRHR services, either last year during the COVID lockdown or afterwards, now that we're in level 1? Like, how easy or how difficult has it been for you?
Well, for me personally, during the lockdown, and since I moved from Pretoria, I haven't really went to the clinics here at home to access the services. But what I usually did when I was in Pretoria, there's a clinic, it's called Out. It's for the LGBTQIA plus community.
Yes.
So they create sort of a safe space for you, and you don't get judged, and they are very welcoming. I was once in a situation where, let me call him person Y.
Yes.
So person Y wanted us, we're in a relationship, person Y wanted us to get PrEP, and I did not understand. I started at the school clinic to ask the nurses about PrEP, it's pre-exposure. So, because I didn't have information. So they explained that PrEP came into being when sex workers became legal in the country, so they needed something to protect themselves. So I was like, okay, so this is not ideal for me, you understand? But then I went to the clinic out, and then before they can give you PrEP, they first test you for HIV, and then after that they take your blood. They're going to test your blood, I can get your results, and then they give you PrEP.
Yeah.
But otherwise, that is a very awesome clinic, because personally, talking to like a stranger and an elder maybe, or someone you don't know about your sex life, your testing, your like the statement she said, like, are you lesbian, do you sleep with guys? It's uncomfortable. It's a very sensitive issue. So we need spaces where the youth, especially, and the LGBTQIA plus community has a safe space to actually go there and be free and have conversations, because relationships can also be complex.
Yes. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the contribution. And I also want to know, do you then think that for queer people, so what is pretty much needed in society are queer-friendly spaces, or maybe have like the already available spaces that just need to be queer inclusive in a way?
Yes.
So the ones that are already available just need to be a bit queer inclusive.
Yes,
I
yes,
hear
of
you.
course. And we can have our own.
Yes.
We can create our own.
Okay, Gogo.
So what's that?
So Gogo, so coming to you as a traditional healer, I'd also like to know how, like, do you maybe experience a bit of judgment when you have to ask for services that have to do with sex? Like, is it easy for you to just navigate through that as a person who you are in society? Because I'm assuming that people know who you are and they know that you're a traditional healer. How easy is it for you?
It's really a challenge, because to the society we're expected to be
Perfect.
to be perfect, you know. Whenever I get to the clinic and try to access such services, I get judged. Oh, Gogo, you having sex? Guys, I'm human. I'm human.
Yeah.
Well, I do go to the clinics, and ever since this COVID thing, it's really, really difficult. I remember one time I went for pap smear.
Yes.
I didn't have any idea what pap smear. I knew about testing me pregnancy. I was told that there are no pregnancy tests. And then I was asking myself, in such a huge hospitals, how?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other time, I tested, okay, I didn't test it. When they tested pregnancy, it came out positive. But then because I knew that I'm celibate, so it was impossible that I'm pregnant. And the sister started saying, no, I'm sorry about that. That's the problem we're currently experiencing. I'm going to take another one. And then the other one came back negative, of which is quite confusing.
Yeah. So I think it is safe to say, and sorry if I'm throwing you guys under the bus, but I think that it's safe to say that in as much as COVID has been challenging for everyone, maybe the healthcare system is the one that kind of needs to inspect how we do things. So how, from you guys, what do you guys think maybe should happen? Like, what would you guys like to see happen in healthcare facilities that would be able to cater for you guys and your own personal experiences? Let's start with you.
Personally, I think that the idea of us having our own institutions is a little impractical, in the sense that we are living in a country where we are currently encountering so many financial
Yes.
struggles, even with the government itself, right? So for us to then say that we will be better off maybe in a place where we are catered to exclusively is going to be perpetuating the stigma that exists around who we are as part of the society.
Yeah.
It's great to have institutions like ALT. I would love to know that there's a place here where I am now where I can go for information, I can go for that, but it would also then be very, very practical if I can just go to my local clinic for that service.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because then it's not taking away from the struggles that are already there, but we are also now forcing society to have this conversation to say, you might have straight children, but there are children who are not straight.
Yes.
And what happens when your child comes to you, assuming this whole time that you have a straight boy and
Yeah.
makoti with cows and everything, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
How then do you navigate it? Because but when I had to now say I'm also part of the LGBTI, it then shifts because not in my house. So it's things like us being catered to in different spaces outside of the normal general space that I feel we need to work on that so that we can eventually be a society that is all-inclusive. We're not trying to stay in a position where we are special children.
Yes.
And we are, you know, but we're trying to be part of the circle of people who are straight and childrening and wedding and I'm a sex worker, and it's not something that they talk about, you know? So I feel like we need to create environments within the existing ones of people who acknowledge us, and you might not like it but respect it to a point where you are able to interact with me without making me feel small or shamed or embarrassed, you know. So I think maybe that's like a starting point for all of us.
Yeah, and I think I really like what you said about the exclusion of queer people in society.
Yeah.
Because it really is going to kind of make people feel isolated. And we already go through all those struggles. It's like, there's the gay cousin, the gay friend, my gay best friend. It was like, why not just call me your best friend?
Exactly.
You know, so I really like that.
Yeah.
What would you like to see happen for you maybe, or just for queer people in South Africa, or maybe here where we live?
Yeah, I'm thinking, you see, is it private?
It's semi.
It's the same, yeah. They should have that in each and every public clinic, hospital. So I can go to a private hospital. I live in an urban area. So what about a child in Pitsidi Suleja? She's a lesbian in Pitsidi Suleja. She needs 1, 2, 3, you understand? So I think, they should like ask for some, like our government, they should do something,
services integrated into the public healthcare sector, because as you're saying, not everyone can afford private healthcare. I can't even afford private healthcare, and I need these services as a queer person. So I get you. Thank you so much. What would you like to see happen for you as a homosexual man in society?
Well, I think people need to be educated about the LGBTQIA+ community, the people. It needs the information and the education in terms of how to treat them and how to, because eventually we are human beings.
Yes.
We are all the same. Like there's nothing really different. I have my preferences, you have your preferences. So more people need to be educated. Because now this thing that is happening in society, it's mostly people like to see information even in rural areas, because they don't have that kind of information, or it's scarce, understand that? And to have this ideology that thing, to have it eradicated, that is what I would like to see.
Yeah, I like that so much, especially where you mentioned how it's also important that it starts at home, because we genuinely get judged the most at homes, and I also feel like people in your immediate circle and like people in your safe spaces kind of set the tone to what you get to accept from society. So if you come from a community like from a family that's very inclusive and that's understanding, then you know exactly what to look for. How you're
Outside,
yeah.
But now, how to go family just because you can say
Exactly.
this is who I am,
Yeah.
because you're from a family that already makes you feel like, what are you doing with your life?
And then you find that they accept you, not like, it's not like unconditional acceptance.
Yes.
It's saving.
Yes.
Where in yourself, and then you struggle with accepting yourself and then your identity
Yeah.
in existing in the world.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Gogo, what would you like to see happen in society?
Okay. Thank you, Gogo Manzini. I believe that even our parents, like you say, they also need to be taught about all these things, even with spirituality itself. Because
Yeah.
we still have parents who judge us with these things. So it is going to be easy if our parents, like you guys said, that it has to start at home, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
And then the
true.
other thing, guys, we are here, hire
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Hire us, we want to work.
Yeah.
I think the health facilities needs to hire people. People need to be trained, and I think there are organizations that deals with such things. It's just that nobody's talking about it, and no one is doing anything about it.
Yeah.
So I think we should stand up, guys, and do something, because we're all struggling. It's all affecting us.
And it's a bleak one, especially where we come from, because
Definitely.
these organizations, you know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like it's not so easy to find NGOs this side
Yeah.
that do this work. So you don't even know where to go to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You now have to go to a private facility
Yeah.
because it's like NGO So I think that also kind of shows of just pretty much the realities of people in, let me just say rural areas, or let me just say like remote places
Remote,
in
yeah.
South Africa. Like, yes, there are those facilities, mara ha di re fitlhelle gona ba re leng kgakala. Ke
Yeah.
nna ko itse seng. It's
Yeah.
far from
In the Northwest.
in the Northwest, it's far from everything.
Yeah.
So you don't even get these things. Tshwantse wena o ipatla-patlisetse. And if you don't take initiative to find information, then you won't get it.
Yeah.
So I like that point so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching us. It was me, Sadie, and my friends, my amazing friends. And I hope you liked this conversation. I hope from what we said. And if you have any questions, please just drop them on the comments. Thank you so much.